All right. So the next activity that I want you to do is a rapport activity. So what you're going to do is you're going to use Google Forms to create an activity to help you learn a little bit more about, in this case, your classmates. But you're going to use this when you're a teacher to learn about your students. So if you don't have a Google account, I would strongly encourage you to sign up for a Google account. So what we're going to do is create a Google form and then create the questions for your classmates to answer to build rapport. Numbers 3 and 4 we'll actually do the next time we meet as a class. So hopefully you're logged into Google and all you have to do is click on the Google Forms icon, follow the link, and it's going to open up this new tab for you. So all I'm going to do here is click Go to Google Forms. So now, once I've done that, it's going to create every Google form, or it's going to show all of my Google Forms. I'm going to create a brand new one though. So I'm going to click the plus with the blank Google form. So this is kind of the default. So I'm going to name my Google form first. It's always a good idea to do that. Now, if you're not familiar with Google, one of its benefits is it saves as you go. So I'm going to name this EDU 351. I'm going to put my name on it, and I'm going to call it Rapport. Way it's easy for me to understand whose rapport survey we take in class. So then, if I click on Untitled Form, notice it automatically takes what I named it and places it there. So we have a question already here, but we want to change this. So the first thing I always do is I always ask identifying questions. So I'm just going to ask students, what is their first name? Oh, I always separate this question into two different questions with their name. I ask them their first name in one question, their second name in the next question. That's because when your students respond to this Google form, it's going to collect all of their answers eventually into a spreadsheet. And it makes sorting through the information that you collect much easier if you have it separated by first and last name. So a little trick here, I'm going to ask basically the same question, but instead of first name, I'm going to ask last name. So I'm going to hit this box here, this icon, and that's going to duplicate that first question. So all I have to do then is ask last name. So now I have my two questions. Now, if I was going to use this with my classes, I teach 6 different classes a day. So I would want this separated. So I'm going to click this plus, add question. And then I'm going to ask, what is your class period? Then I'm just going to put different periods in here. One, and then notice Google Forms is a bit intuitive. So it says, do I want to add all of these? I sure do. That way I don't have to type them. And I'll put period 6 there, period 7 there. So now I have my identifying questions. Another nice feature of Google Forms is you can automatically collect their email addresses. To do that, I'm going to go up here to the settings icon, and I'm going to click collect email addresses. So they can respond as many times as they want, especially since this is an assignment or activity that we'll do at the start of the year. Kids may accidentally hit submit. That way they can fill out all the questions. So then I hit save. So now those are my identifying questions. I'm actually going to create a new page in this Google form. This new page is where I'm going to have my questions, where I get to know them. So to add a new page, or section as they call it in Google form, you select this icon that looks like an equal sign or two different sections. So now it's section 2 of 2. So I'm going to name this section Rapport Questions. So to add a question, I click this plus sign for add question. And now I'm going to ask students about themselves. So tell me about yourself. Now, notice it changed it automatically into a paragraph question. I can change the type of questions I want by clicking on that drop down. I could even ask them, upload a picture of yourself. So I want you to create a rapport survey here using Google Forms with at least 5 different questions. Now, if you want to see what this looks like, And how the students would see it, if you click on the eyeball up here, that's the preview. And we'll open this up in a tab. So notice these are the identifying questions. Go back to editing, you can either click on the pencil to edit or just open that other tab back up. Now, some of you are probably thinking, this purple background is boring, Mr. Bruce or Dave. So change that, click on Customize Theme, and you can change the color. There's all kinds of different things you can do. You can even choose an image. And when you do that, it has different headers already selected for you. So you can do whatever you want. Maybe you're teaching younger grades and you would find something like this more appealing. There's all kinds of different things you can do. Maybe you're a big sports fan and you want the students to know that about you. So I like basketball a lot, so I'm going to put this as my header. And I hit select. And notice it changes that header for me. Again, just have this done by the next time we meet, and I'll explain how to share it with your classmates.